So Arc Raiders just dropped a Steam update that was only live for about 8 minutes. In that update, it had secret messages encoded in base 64, and those secret messages led to a countdown that ends on June 6. Either they're about to launch or summon a virtual demon. Something weird's going on, and it's all happening in the shadows. From sneaky exe files to hidden code and a perfectly timed countdown, Arc Raiders is clearly building towards something big. In this video, I'm breaking down every clue and sharing what I think might be about to happen. Alright, so let's quickly talk about the Steam update situation first, because this is where things get really interesting. A few days ago at the time of recording this, Arc Raiders had this super short-lived Steam update. We're talking like 5 to 8 minutes. Just long enough for a few people with auto update on and Steam Open to actually catch it. At first, people thought it was just a cleanup patch, something to wipe old playtest files and stop data miners from digging around. But in that update was something way more curious, a new version of the exe launch file. Now, luckily some kind people over at Reddit grabbed the file and uploaded it, and when you launch it, it looks like a normal Arc Raiders launcher. You've got an exit button and a play now button, except the play now button literally dodges your mouse. Thanks Embark, guess we've got an aim trainer now to keep our reflexes sharp until launch. But here's where it gets weird. In the corner of the launcher, there's a stream of shifting green letters that look like throwaway debug text. But it's not just this gibberish, it's actually base 64 encoded strings. If you're not familiar with base 64, it's just a way to scramble data, like turning a picture or a message into a secret code made of letters and numbers, basically so it can travel through systems that only handle text. Then, with the right key, you unscramble it back to its original form. It's like IKEA instructions for a JPEG, flat-packed chaos that assembles into something weirdly functional. Anyway, back to the Arc Raiders sneaky green text. Those decoded messages, they're pretty damn exciting if you've been waiting for your next hit of Arc Raiders. This is what they all decode to. I'm not telling you a release date with a smiley face, coming soon, subscribe to I'm the Chef, that's weird. If you want it to release, you better listen to them. Enlist resist, a partial date where the months and days are replaced by X's and Y's, and the most important one, a link to a real functioning countdown page. Not a vague hint or a tinfoil hat math puzzle. A straight up countdown timer that ends on June 6th, straight up when the Summer Game Fest kicks off. I'll drop a link in the description if you want to see it for yourself. Now, maybe it's all just a coincidence, but come the fuck on. A legit Arc Raiders EXE drops for 8 minutes. It hides a coded countdown, and that countdown lands exactly at the start of the Summer Game Fest? That's not a coincidence, that's marketing with a bison's precision. And I know what you might be thinking, okay, what if this file's fake? Nope. People compare the SHA1 hash of this file to the one on the official Steam Depot, and they match perfectly. If you don't know what a SHA1 hash is, think of it like a digital fingerprint. Every file has one. Even a single misplaced comma or pixel will change the fingerprint entirely. So if the hashes match, it's airtight. So no, this wasn't some back-end cleanup. This was surgical, intentional. And honestly, it's the clearest sign we've had in a long time that something major's coming. So let's talk about why this countdown actually matters and why it might be leading to the shadow drop of Arc Raiders. First off, the countdown doesn't end on some random Tuesday afternoon. It ends exactly when the Summer Game Fest kicks off, down to the minute. That's not a coincidence, that's Embark firing up the marketing engine. And Summer Game Fest isn't just some casual event, it's now one of the main places to reveal your game. Jeff Keighley has somehow become gaming's unofficial Santa Claus, and every year developers line up to throw their shiny new trailers into his sack of announcements. If Arc Raiders is going to make a move, especially a release, this is the place to do it. Not to mention, this isn't Embark's first Shadow Drop rodeo. Their other game, The Finals, was Shadow Drop during the 2023 Game Awards, also hosted by Jeff Keighley. See where I'm going? That move was wildly successful for Embark, pulling in 10 million players within 2 weeks. So yeah, Embark knows the power of a well-timed Shadow Drop, and they've already pulled it off at a Jeff Keighley event before. Now layer that with the fact that this exe file was slipped into a Steam update completely unannounced, and you start to get the feeling that something's brewing. This isn't just a patch, this is a breadcrumb. A trail leading directly to Jeff Keighley's stage. And that's the big question, is this going to be a cinematic trailer with a release date and maybe an open beta, or are we looking at the holy shadow drop? Personally, I've got a theory, and it may or may not be fueled by a whole lot of copium. But I'll come back to that. Let's look at the bigger picture first. Alright, let's talk about why the shadow drop actually makes sense, and why Embark might still chicken out. First off, hype. Arc Raiders has been floating in development limbo for years. It was originally revealed back in 2021 as a co-op PvE game, then pivoted into a PvPvE extraction shooter, and then just kind of vanished into the void. But the last 8-ish months they've slowly been building some hype. Embark has come back with 2 tech tests now, and the most recent one absolutely blew up. And I haven't really seen many people talking about this, but I think that was by design. The amount of marketing they did just for a limited test is kind of over the top. They sponsored the biggest YouTubers in the space to build hype, pushing visibility hard, all while the test itself was tightly restricted on how many could actually get in. That's a deliberate choice. Everything about it felt calculated. And if you didn't get in, let me tell you, it ran flawlessly. I didn't come across a single bug, I had no server issues, and it was genuinely some of the most fun I've had in a multiplayer game in years. Embark clearly knows they have something special, and it feels like they're just setting the stage in a very Embark way. A shadow drop would keep that momentum going without falling into the hype fatigue trap. Games that tease too long, drip feed trailers, announcing announcements, delaying betas, they lose steam before they even launch. A shadow drop skips the foreplay and just delivers. It worked extremely well for the finals. And even recently with the Oblivion remaster drop, it proves people crave that kind of surprise. And hell, even Apex Legends did it years ago, and that shadow drop also worked wonders for that game. Shadow drops work. And let's be real, the market right now is brutal. Games live or die by their first impressions. Drop something like that during a major event like Summer Game Fest and you're instantly dominating the conversation. Arc Raiders wouldn't be part of the news cycle, it would be the news cycle. But there is a few reasons they might hold off. For one, Arc Raiders is a trickier pitch than the finals. It's not just a clean arena shooter. It's PvPvE with gear systems, AI enemies, extraction mechanics, onboarding. There's a lot going on. A beta or early access window might be the smarter play to build momentum and educate players before going wide. And yeah, even though Embark's done it before, a shadow drop is still a huge gamble. If the servers melt or people bounce off it because they don't understand what they're playing, the first impression can tank everything. A shadow drop could be a master stroke or a total disaster. But with the amount of build up and secrecy and how tightly the countdown lines up with Summer Game Fest, if all we get is a cinematic trailer and a release date, it's gonna feel kind of underwhelming. Because at the end of the day, if they've done all this just for a countdown to an announcement, that kinda sucks. Personally, I'm tired of getting announcements for announcements. So yeah, I'm leaning towards a shadow drop. Partly because I'm biased and need my Arc Raiders fix, and partly because I believe Embark knows what they're doing. Sneaking that mysterious EXE file into a Steam update, timing it perfectly with Summer Game Fest, the whole intense marketing push around a limited tech test, it feels like way too much effort and precision just for a release date reveal. This isn't some casual announcement, they're stirring the pot for something way more significant. Either way, I'll be watching closely, counting down the hours and getting hyped for whatever comes next. Hi, quickly, Chef from the future here. While I was editing this, the official Summer Game Fest Twitter posted this, confirming that Embark 100% will be there. Also, one other thing I forgot to mention in the video. After the last tech test ended, Embark tweeted this, ending with it saying, "The Rust Belt never stays quiet for long." Just another little breadcrumb fueling the shadow drop theory, or at the very least an open beta. That's it, back to the video. So what do you think? Is a shadow drop on the cards, or are we just getting warmed up for a bigger reveal later? Drop your thoughts below, I want to hear your theories, your hype, or even your copium-fueled guesses. If you've made it this far, first off, thank you, you're amazing. And secondly, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, or Jeff Keighley's gonna bring you coal this Summer Game Fest. That's about it, thanks for watching and take care.